Right now, someone you know is carrying a secret so heavy they can barely breathe. They're sitting at a family dinner, smiling for the camera, while their mind is screaming to escape. They've rehearsed conversations in their head 1,000 times. They've shrunk themselves into impossible shapes just to keep the peace. And one day, they'll make a decision that will shock everyone around them. They'll walk away from their family forever. This is family estrangement, and it's happening in millions of homes across the world. But here's what nobody tells you. These people aren't cold-hearted. They're not ungrateful. They're survivors making an impossible choice between their family and their sanity. The erosion. Before the explosion. Estrangement doesn't start with a dramatic fight. It starts with erosion, slow, quiet, and invisible to everyone except the person living through it. For years, even decades, everything looks normal. Birthdays happen, holidays are endured, photos capture smiling faces. But beneath the surface, something is dying. Psychologists call it micro-trauma, the subtle criticism disguised as concern, the boundary pushed just a little further each year, the dismissive tone that screams, "Your feelings don't matter." Individually, these moments seem minor. Together, they become a psychological climate of chronic anxiety. Your body responds before your mind does. You tense when the phone rings, rehearse conversations before family gatherings, shrink parts of yourself to keep the peace. This is the true beginning of estrangement, not anger, but depletion. The volcano effect. From the outside, estrangement looks abrupt. Parents say it came out of nowhere. Friends insist everything seemed fine. But that's the illusion of the volcano effect. A volcanic eruption only looks sudden to those who weren't watching the pressure build beneath the surface. The final argument, the holiday meltdown, the cutting comment, these are never the cause. They're just moments when decades of ignored boundaries, invalidated emotions, and unresolved pain become unbearable. To the parent, it feels like, "You cut me off because of this one thing." To the adult child, it's, "I'm stepping away because this has happened for 20 years. The break looks sudden because the suffering was silent. The roles that break us. Long before someone chooses distance, they've been cast into roles they never agreed to play. In dysfunctional families, identity isn't discovered, it's assigned. There's the golden child, praised but suffocated, forced to fulfill the family's narrative of success. There's the scapegoat, blamed for dysfunction they didn't create, often the healthiest person who refuses to pretend everything is normal. There's the invisible child, who survives by disappearing, learning that attention is dangerous. And the aparentified child, forced to become the emotional caretaker of their own parents, believing love must be earned through service and sacrifice. These roles don't allow a true self to develop. And when someone finally steps out of their assigned function, the family system reacts with resistance, blame, and punishment. Because in families like these, the moment you reclaim yourself is the moment you become a threat. The empty well. Some wounds don't bleed, but they shape us the most. Emotional neglect is quiet. It leaves no bruises, no dramatic scenes. It's defined by what never happened, the comfort never offered, the protection that never came, the curiosity about your inner world no one ever showed. You keep returning to your family, hoping this time will be different. Maybe they'll listen. Maybe they'll ask how you really are. But every visit ends the same, with an empty bucket and a hollow chest. Most people don't leave because of what their parents did. They leave because of what their parents could never give. Returning repeatedly to an empty well eventually becomes self-abandonment. The hope that keeps you trapped. Why do people endure years of pain before walking away? Two forces, trauma bonding and the hope cycle. Trauma bonding happens when moments of harm intertwine with moments of warmth. A cutting remark, followed by an apology. Coldness, followed by rare affection. Your nervous system confuses inconsistency with love. The hope cycle keeps you believing that if you just try harder, give more, stay calmer, you'll finally earn the parent you needed. When someone finally walks away, it's not because they stopped loving their family. It's because they realized the cycle wouldn't change, and staying meant losing themselves. Distance is survival, not punishment. No contact isn't revenge, it's a survival strategy. Some choose low contact, keeping conversations surface level. Others use gray rock, becoming neutral and unreactive. And some choose complete no contact after every lesser boundary was ignored. This decision activates grief, guilt, and relief all at once. You mourn the parent you hoped for, feel guilty for wanting peace, and breathe easier when the chaos stops. Distance isn't rejection, it's clarity. It's saying, I can't change you, but I can protect myself. The freedom, beyond the fire. For many, estrangement isn't the end. It's the beginning of a life they were never allowed to live. You reclaim your identity, asking questions you were never permitted. What do I actually want? What feels safe for me? You break the generational cycle, refusing to pass on the chaos and conditional love. And you discover a family of choice, people who love you not from obligation, but because they see you, value you, and choose you. Walking away doesn't make you heartless. It means you chose peace over chaos, healing over history. That choice, though painful, is profoundly brave. You're allowed to grieve, you're allowed to grow, and you're allowed to build a life shaped not by wounds, but by the love you choose and the future you're finally permitting yourself to live. You deserve to heal.